What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cap show. Shout out to the GOAT, Floyd Money Mayweather. It's crazy. He's 46 years old and still boxing, still putting up crazy numbers, still making millions of dollars, which sounds pretty crazy, right? Floyd Money Mayweather is still boxing at the age of 46. I understand it's not like the main boxing. It's not like, the Hall of Famers. He's boxing kind of like, these rubbish type of guys. I mean, he just fought John Gotti III, which ended in a crazy brawl. And I think John Gotti III got a DQ. He was really upset with that decision by the referee. Then he went after Floyd. Floyd hit him with the left. He got really upset, and it was just chaos everywhere. And it was just like, what is going on? And Floyd is still doing this stuff. He's still like taking in a lot of the revenue and still the main guy really in boxing, even to this day in 2023, which sounds crazy. But Floyd, he's 50-0 in boxing. He's the GOAT, 100% of our generation. Now, the GOAT overall, I got to give it to Ali or Tyson in the pound for pound 1 and 2. But Floyd Mayweather's in the top 5 all time, no doubt about it. Definitely of our generation. But fighting John Gotti III, which really he's not like the top tier boxer. He is the grandson to the New York mob boss, John Gotti. Back in the 80s and 90s, John Gotti would send hits. He would beat the case. He beat like 6 or 7 cases in court, dude. That's how much power John Gotti had. But John Gotti III, he's his grandson, dude, and he just got toyed with. Floyd Mayweather in the first 5 rounds really toyed with him. It was just like, an expedition. It was just like, it was like a 7th grade boxer versus a pro boxer. Obviously, Mayweather's light years ahead of all these boxers. It looks like Floyd doesn't really train that much anymore. He just shows up to these events, collects a check, and then bounces out. That's what Floyd does right now. And it's even back when he fought, Jake Paul. Or excuse me, Logan Paul. Like, that expedition, it was just, a spar. It was like an 8-round fight. It was just, it is what it is. Logan did everything he could to try to knock Floyd out. But Floyd, like I said, he's just ahead of the curve. He just knows everything. He's like the Mozart. He's just like Albert Einstein. He knows your next move. That's what makes Floyd great. He just knows what you're going to do. He's essentially, he knows everything about you. And that's Floyd Mayweather, and he's the GOAT. I mean, 50-0 in boxing. He beat Miguel Cotto, which I thought, looking at that fight, Miguel Cotto, that was the fight where it's like, all right, everybody's saying Floyd Mayweather runs, does this and that, but really in the Miguel Cotto fight, Floyd Mayweather really had an offensive clinic in this fight. And Miguel Cotto, no pushover. He's one of the hardest hitter boxers that Floyd's fought. Even to Floyd even said that. But obviously Floyd's toughest opponent. Shout out to Manny Pacquiao. What an icon he was. What a career Manny Pacquiao had, from, really being homeless in the Philippines, fighting to eat, food, to stay alive. That's what Manny Pacquiao fought all the way up until the world championship. It's an amazing story with Manny Pacquiao, and Floyd even said that was his toughest opponent. I just wish the Manny Pacquiao-Mayweather fight would have happened back in like 2009, 2010. That would have been so much better. That would have been like, the biggest fight of all time. It happened in, I believe, in 2015, just 5 years too late, really. It was just like, this fight should have happened in both of their primes. They're going out of their primes back then in 2015. But, it's amazing. He beat 15 world champions in a row. Floyd Mayweather, everybody wants to say, he runs from his fights. He's just, he understands defense. He understands his opponent's weaknesses, and he capitalizes on it. That's what Floyd Mayweather does. And I understand he doesn't have the knockout power like he did when he first started boxing in his early ages. But, ever since, Floyd just caught that wind and just kept going. Ever since he lost in the Olympics, he got rigged. That was a rigged fight. He should have won in the Olympics. And really, Floyd, it's amazing. And people do not like Floyd. And it makes sense why some people do not like Floyd, because they get jealous. That's one of the main reasons. Is jealousy. That's the main reason why the devil flew down from heaven, dude. That's why Saint Michael, the archangel, he sent the devil down, because he got jealous of God in Michael the archangel. He wanted the power. He wanted the world. That's what the devil wanted, so he sent him down, dude. That's insane, but that's what a lot of people look at Floyd. They just really jealous of him, dude. They want to live the life that Floyd Mayweather lives. They want to do all these things that Floyd Mayweather does, but, at the end of the day, we have to understand Floyd Mayweather, he put in the work, dude. He put in the work, and a lot of people in today's day and age in 2023 do not want to put in that work. Floyd did it, dude. He's been doing this since the the 90s, man. Like, the iPhones weren't even out then when Floyd was putting in this work. He's worked his whole life to get to this point. So, I don't really mind Floyd Mayweather. Yes, I understand he can flaunt his money, but I mean, obviously, if you come from nothing, dude, and you become a millionaire, I would say Floyd Mayweather right now is a billionaire now. Would you not maybe, throw a couple hundreds around? You just don't know. Obviously, you're going to say you're not going to do that, but you're not in that shoes. You don't have $1 billion, so obviously you're going to say what sounds right. I'm going to do what's right here in that situation, but Floyd, everything he did, he worked for. Beat Oscar De La Hoya back in 2007. That was probably Floyd's biggest fight, up to date, where it was like, hey, this is Floyd Mayweather. I'm the next big thing here, and I'm going to dethrone Oscar De La Hoya, which at the time, Oscar was like the big top dog there. He was the cash cow in boxing. He brought in all the revenue, brought in all the cash, and that's what Oscar did, dude. Oscar was that guy. He really was. And then, Mayweather beat him by decision, just like he does on most of his fights, wins by decision. He's not a knockout artist like Mike Tyson was. Obviously Mike Tyson, first round, that's it. If you go to take a pee or take a dub, that's it. You're going to miss the fight. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, Floyd Mayweather, he's just that guy. Beat Marcus Madonna twice. Beat Shane Mosley. And yes, I understand everybody talks about that Shane Mosley fight where Mosley did hit him a couple of times. I believe it was in the second round where almost obviously wobbled Floyd, but it didn't like put him on the canvas. It didn't do any of that. And Floyd even said, you're going to have to kill me. You're going to have to kill me, Shane. And he obviously did it. And Floyd became victorious in that fight. There's a lot of other fights. Victor Ortiz, that fight was crazy. And I think, the Victor Ortiz fight, Victor Ortiz had a good game plan, but he just made some dumb decisions, put his hands down when the ref said, let's go, and he got knocked out with his hands down. That's one of the basic rules of boxing 101 is to never put your hands down if you're in a boxing ring. Victor Ortiz was just dumb enough to say, I'm going to put my hands down and bark at the ref. You know what I'm saying? You guys already touched up before that, and I don't have any sympathy for Victor Ortiz. You lost because you were dumb. That's why. And at the end of the day, Floyd, he's just the GOAT. He's the GOAT of our generation, and it continues. And it's crazy. At 46 years of age, he's still boxing in these expedition fights, which obviously they don't draw the same numbers as when he was fighting, the world champions like Manny Pacquiao, even the Conor McGregor fight. That fight brought in huge numbers, dude. I mean, Mayweather made, $300 million in that fight? Obviously the taxes and stuff like that. But let's say Floyd made $250 million for one fight. You know what I'm saying? After taxes. And we look at Conor McGregor, UFC star, transitioning into boxing for one fight, making over 100 M's. If I'm Conor McGregor, I'm saying, hey, hats off into the sunset. But that's how we know Conor McGregor's a real fighter, because he continues to fight in the UFC to present day right now, which is crazy because most people in Conor McGregor's shoes would have retired back in 2021, or maybe even retired after the Floyd fight. Like, didn't want to fight Khabib and get moshed, and get destroyed. Stuff like that, but it's the love of the sport, and that's why guys like McGregor and Mayweather, they're at the top because they love it, dude. They're engulfed in it. That's what they do for their lives, man. That's their livelihood. They're real fighters, and a lot of people don't want to admit that, but Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather are real fighters. They are real fighters. They're not YouTube cats. They're not these internet guys that stroll on the internet. No, dude, these guys are the real deal. I'm telling you, they are the real deal. But Mayweather, man, it's crazy. He had 26 world title fights. Obviously won them all. 26 title fights. And Floyd Mayweather won every single one of those 26 fights. That is crazy, dude. 50-0 in boxing. That's just unheard of, right? It's crazy. Even though I think Rocky Marciano went, 89-0? Something like that. Something crazy. But at the end of the day, Mayweather capitalized on it. Lived the American dream. Started from nothing and ended up with a lot. Look at Mayweather now. He's living a lavish lifestyle. Has his own private jet. And it makes sense why a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people are just, working a regular 9-to-5 job where Mayweather's flying private jets, going to different countries, pulling up on different, people, different bosses in different countries, the richest people in the world. That's what Floyd Mayweather does, dude. That's his lifestyle. And I don't blame him for continuing to fight. I mean, he's 46. He still can do it. I think he can do it till he's about 50 years old and then really set off into the sunset. But Floyd, he's getting in different venues, stuff like that. And it makes sense why some people don't like him, because he owns like clubs, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, Floyd Mayweather, he capitalized on it. To America's terms, obviously in capitalistic mindset, he capitalized. You know, he's got businesses. He's got a lot of stuff going on for Mayweather. And at these expedition fights, it's just like, Floyd just shows up, man. That's all he does. It looks like he doesn't train anymore. He doesn't have that physique six-pack anymore like he used to. At least against the John Gotti, the third fight, it was just a way different fight. It was way different, but everybody wants to hate Mayweather, say crazy things, but at the end of the day, do you think Mayweather cares? Do you think he cares about some of the ESPN analysts or any boxing analyst in the world that really doesn't like Mayweather, that says bad things about Mayweather, does this and that? Do you think he cares? No, dude, he does not care. That's the thing. Mayweather does not give a F, dude. He really doesn't. All he cares about is making money and winning. That's it, dude. I mean, that's kind of sad in a way, if you think about everything in life, enjoy like the birds, the grass, just the small stuff. Like I have vision, that's great. I have my limbs. I'm not paraplegic. I'm not blind. Stuff like that. The small stuff starts to add up. I just think a lot of people just forget the small stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. But Mayweather, he's an icon, dude. He really is. I mean, he outclassed Gotti the third. His grandson to John Gotti. And I think John Gotti the third was probably thinking, yeah, my grandson, whatever. My grandpa, it's John Gotti. Man, stop it, dude. You're nowhere close to John Gotti. Okay, John Gotti was a mob boss, dude. He was a real killer. He would kill people. He would kill his competition, dude. Like straight up kill him. Send hits. That's how powerful John Gotti used to be, bro. Some really demonic stuff John Gotti went through. So John Gotti the third just got humbled, and that's why he started the brawl. You got outclassed, and John Gotti after the fight, the third was like, you never put me down or stop me. It was a DQ for no reason. But at the end of the day, dude, you got outclassed. The first 5 rounds, you look pretty silly, dude. It looked like Mayweather was looking in the crowd and still boxing this guy. Like, he was boxing him almost blind in a way. Like, that's how great Mayweather is. Like, we have to understand how hard that is, to, like, kind of, like, go and fight and obviously look at the crowd at the same time, dude. That is insane. Like, that is crazy. That's almost supernatural type stuff. Like, dude, how does Mayweather do that type of stuff? It's just repetition and just growing up in it, being in boxing for decades, and been running the game for decades. And it makes sense. It makes sense why a lot of people do not like Mayweather. They hate Mayweather. They want to see Mayweather lose. Throughout Mayweather's career, definitely in his younger career, they wanted to see Mayweather lose. He was a little cocky, said whatever he wanted to say, all these type of things. But a lot of people just rubbed him the wrong way. But do you think Mayweather cared? No. Mayweather was a great, smart businessman. One of the smartest businessmen we've ever seen, dude. Actually, athlete to be that business savvy is crazy. Mayweather's a billionaire now. He's a billionaire, started with nothing. So, a lot of people, like I said, it's the jealousy part. That's what gets them. That's why people hate Mayweather. And I believe Floyd Money Mayweather is probably the most hated athlete of all time. He's got to be in the top 5 hated athletes of all time. They're envious of him. And that's why, the devil fell from heaven, dude. He got envious. He got jealous. He wanted the power. He wanted the greed. He got really jealous. And that's what people do on planet Earth right now. They get really jealous. They see him on social media. Man, I want to live like Mayweather. I want 5, 10 Lamborghinis like Mayweather. It's just, at the end of the day, Mayweather worked his way for that. And it wasn't like give it to him. He wasn't born with a silver spoon. Like, you have to understand that Mayweather really started from the bottom, dude. He started from the bottom. That's why I love his story, dude. And I just, engulfing that. So, shout out to Mayweather. I think pound for pound, at least in the past 25 years to 30 years, Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer we've ever seen, dude. We have ever seen. And I understand, my legends, like Larry Holmes, George Foreman, those guys. But at the end of the day, I got to put Ali and Tyson up top. And then I got to put Floyd Money Mayweather right at number 3. I got to because, he's just a master. He's a master at defense. He's a master even at throwing his jab. He knows what you're going to do. That's why he's a master, and that's why he's 50-0 in boxing, because he knows everything in boxing terms. He just does, dude. He's ahead of you. He knows what you're thinking in the ring, and that's why he told Shane Mosley, hey, you're going to have to kill me, dude. In the second round where he wobbled him twice, you're going to have to kill me. And when he told Shane that, Shane probably looked at him and was like, dude, what is going on? I threw him with everything I had, with all my might, all my soul, all my power, and yet I could not get him to the ground. That's how we know Floyd was probably the GOAT, dude. Like, straight up. Like, that's insane. So, shout out to Floyd Mayweather, 50-0, and still doing expedition boxing, still making millions. Shout out to Pretty Boy Floyd, the greatest fighter of our generation, boys and girls. It's the Clown with Cab Show. Let's go!